Okay, we're good to go.
Okay. All righty. Good evening, everyone. I would like to call the meeting of the Hammond Redevelopment Commission to order on this Tuesday, January 19th, 2021. It is now 4:32. The meeting will begin. Can we have a roll call on tonight's commissioners?
Talmadge,
Here.
Soto Presley, Kasperky,
Here.
Myricks,
Here.
Hopperidge.
Here, for the record, we have 4 present, 1 absent. Okay, number 2, declaration of conflict of interest. Okay. Number 3, communications.
None were received.
All right, thank you. Number 4 is our minutes dating November 17th, 2020.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Hammond Redevelopment Commission minutes for November 17th, 2020.
Second.
Okay, there is a motion and a second that is for the minutes dating November 17th, 2020. If there's no further questions or discussion or correction on these minutes, okay, let's have a roll call then.
Talmadge,
I was not there.
Oh, yeah.
Soto Presley, Kasperky,
Yes.
Myricks,
Yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, motion passes 3 yes, 1 abstain, and 1 absent. All right, thank you. Number 5 is homebound conditional forgivable loan approval. Looks like we have 1 applicant.
Yes, we have 1 applicant, Joshua Moore, and for the record, let it be known that he is a city employee.
Okay, very good.
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the homebound conditional forgivable loan for Joshua J. Moore at 7150 Lindbergh Street.
Second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. That's our homebound conditional forgivable loan approval for the 1 applicant, Joshua J. Moore, for the property address 7150 Lindbergh. Let's get a roll call on that then.
Talmadge,
Yes.
Soto Presley, Kasperky,
Yes.
Myricks,
Yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent. Number 6 is a subordination request approval for Edward Lomeli. I believe he is a fireman. The address is 7437 Southeastern.
Yes, he is a fireman and just requesting a refinance on his home.
All right, does it meet all our guide, does it meet all our guidelines?
Yes, it does meet all of our guidelines.
I didn't see an appraisal in the package. I assume that it does and no cash out. I don't have a problem with it. I just didn't see all the documentation. So,
Yeah, I'm sorry, as for the appraisal, as of last week, the guidelines did kind of change for teachers, police officers, and firefighters. No appraisal will be needed if they're subordinating a homebound loan.
did you say no appraisals needed?
Correct. Per field Taylon.
I'm sorry?
Per field Taylon.
Looks like he's saving around $125, which is,
No, I can read the form. I don't have a problem with the refinance, but I have, when if we keep going away from our guidelines, there's no reason to have guidelines. Is my point of reference. I see that there's no cash out. We're still in second position. I mean, standard stuff is good, but there's still some guidelines that we're not able to check off the list.
Well, they were revised to say that no appraisal will be needed for firemen, teachers, or police officers.
Yeah. Then our so-called very written in pencil guidelines should be revised the same way. I'm just saying it. I don't have a problem with it. I'll even move to approve it. It's not my point. It's just that we're getting a lot of this and always looking past it. But I move for the approval of Mr. Lamelli's sub request.
Second.
Okay. Point well taken. We do have a motion then and a second for the subordination request approval for Edward Lamelli at 7437 Southeastern. Can we get a roll call then?
Talmadge,
yes,
Soto Presley, Kasperky,
Yes.
Myricks. Myricks, you're unmuted. You're muted.
Ah, come on.
I think he's saying yes, he's just muted.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
And Hopridge.
Yes. Thank you, Cynthia. That is 4 yeses with 1 absent. Motion passes. All right, number 7 is the Emergency Program Commission notification for the record. That's Kathy Hall, 1629 174th Street.
Yes, Ms. Hall's furnace had gone completely out, and so she did reach out to us for assistance to receive a new furnace.
It was an old furnace, huh?
We put a lien on the property in these conditions?
Yes, a lien will be placed on the property.
And is there a payback schedule?
There's no payback schedule, it's deferred, so there won't be any payments necessary unless, payment will be due unless she sells the home or no longer lives in the home or upon death.
What's, if not, let me know tomorrow, not Friday.
So, other questions or discussion? Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the emergency program for Kathy Hall, 1629 174th Street.
I'll second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. That's Emergency Program Commission notification for the record. That's for Kathy Hall, 1629 174th Street. Can we get a roll call on that?
Talmadge,
Yes,
Soto Presley, Kasperky,
Yes.
Myricks,
Yes.
Hopridge.
Yes, motion passes. 4 yes, 1 absent. Number 8, acceptance of offer for 827 Truman Street.
Good evening, members of the commission. In your packet, you will find a request to purchase the property known as 827 Truman Street, which is owned by the Hammond Redevelopment Commission. This property, I believe we did put out it was advertised for sale on November 6, 2020. Mr. Melendez was the only person who showed interest in this property. He is the adjacent property owner and he is offering $4,670 for the property. And he basically, I've spoken to him, he wants to increase his side yard. And the property was being sold for $4,520. When I spoke to him, he said he does still want to keep his bid at $4,670.
So he's offering more than the asking price?
Yes.
He is, yes. Dave, in a case like this, Dave, does the additional go to closing cost?
Sorry, I was muted. No, I had a Myrick situation. So, no, the 4670 is the offer. And we would typically split the closing costs. So, you know, we're not gonna net 4670, but we'll net really close to the amount of the appraisal.
Okay,
Which is I mean, it's a little better situation than normal. A lot of times when we go under the appraisal, we say, fine, we'll sell it for under the appraisal, but you're paying all the closing costs. Well, here, we're just doing it, it's a standard deal where he would pay the customary costs of the buyer, we'll pay the customary costs of the seller.
okay, thank you for clearing that up.
And this would be the highest and best use for this property, correct? Because no one else could do anything with it.
Correct, because he's the adjacent property owner. He owns the house next door.
Okay. Well, I guess it's up to
If there's no further questions, I move for the approval to accept the offer at 827 Truman?
Yes, sir.
I so move.
second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. If there's no further questions or discussion, roll call, please.
Talmadge,
Yes.
Total Presley, Casperky,
Yes.
Myrick,
Yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, motion passes, 4 yes, 1 absent. Okay, number 9 is approval of bid award for 740 River Drive demolition.
Members of the commission, if you look in your packet, you will find a bid recommendation from the inspections department, specifically from Kelly Kearney. As you remember, this commission opened the bids on December 15th at the meeting, and the inspections department has found that the lowest responsive and most responsible bidder was JM Industrial Services for a bid amount of $27,850 for the demolition of 740 River Drive.
Okay, is this the church that we purchased last year?
Yes, it was formerly the church.
So for $27,850, they're gonna tear down the church? Entire building?
Yes, sir. That's the bid amount for it.
I mean, I was confused when I first saw it. That's like relatively low.
I agree. I thought we might be missing the steeple or something.
Yeah, I thought we was missing a 0 or something.
No, that's the bid amount. It says demo work. Yeah.
Okay. And JMM is a reputable company, correct?
And we use them all the time.
That's all right. Okay.
So they are very competitive, JM, and our inspections department, like Africa said, has gone through their bid, and we've used them dozens of times in the last, 6 to 9 months. So we're comfortable with the bidder, and the inspections department is comfortable with the bid.
Well, if they're comfortable, I guess we need to be comfortable.
Yeah, all the bids were forwarded, so they had the opportunity to compare this with the other bids, and this is the one that they selected.
Just out of curiosity, not that it matters. Like, what's the time frame on demolition, but more so on the bike path? Oh, I don't hear anything.
Is Dean on the call?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, Dean's on the call.
Dean may have a better answer.
Sure. Hi, commissioners and folks from the public. Dean Button, city engineer. I'm not entirely clear on the demolition timeline. I believe that we're talking about this being affected fairly quickly, say in the next 6 to 8 weeks. And then the design on the pedestrian bridge overpass of the Little Calumet River Trail over Calumet Avenue is scheduled to be completed with design on March 16th. And then we would be able to move forward with the construction, bidding and construction thereafter. And we're probably looking at a 12 to 14 month timeline in terms of construction. So you're looking at mid 22 for a completion date.
I was just curious. So,
Well, thanks for the question.
Mr. President, I move for the approval of demolition of 740 River Drive.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. That's the approval of the bid award for 740 River Drive for J&M Wrecking. Can we have a roll call in, please?
Comich,
Yes.
Soto Presley, Casperky,
Yes.
Myricks,
Yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, motion passes, 4 yes, 1 absent. Okay, number 10 is acceptance of proposals for the Jacob Square infill residential home development.
So members of the commission, in your packet, you'll see that we did advertise a request for proposals for properties in the Jacob Square area for infill residential home development. The bids were accepted until 4 p.m. today, and we did receive one bid that I will open. Is from ATG. And let me see. Hold on one moment. I'm trying to see if he has the actual amount. I'm trying to see. It looks like, yeah, some residential planned and a mix of housing unit types. I don't see where he's offered a price, but what I can do is, I see some renderings. I don't see where he's offered a price, but if you refer this to staff, I can get more information and then come back and report to the commission.
I so move.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. That's the acceptance of this proposal for Jacob Square infill residential home development be referred to staff. Can we get a roll call then, please?
Comich,
Yes.
Soto Presley, Casperky,
Yes.
Myricks,
Yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, motion passes with 4 yes, 1 absent.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Number 11 is determination of compliance for a commercial building at 6508 Calumet Avenue with the plan for Calumet Avenue sub-area expansion area of the Gateways redevelopment area.
Commission members, we do have representatives from the architects that I can see online. I don't know if there's anybody else representing the company, but the development is for the property at the southwest corner of Calumet Avenue and 165th Street. The intent is to construct a single tenant building that includes a drive-up banking window. This is in essence, a replacement building for the existing currency exchange that is located on the property. The new building would be 2,024 square feet and the current building will be demolished. You were provided all the plans that have the elevations, the site plan, the materials are indicated. We do know that the engineering and utilities and some of the stuff is preliminary. And then we did have some recent concerns expressed from the city engineer about some of the traffic movements. For Mr. Thomas or somebody else, did you have the investment amount that was on this project?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Steve Colville here. We had a square footage amount number. I gotta look that up. I apologize if we didn't get that to you.
No, I mean the dollar investment of what's the cost of the project?
Yeah, one moment, please. I apologize.
Okay. Okay, as he's looking that up, we can get back to that point, but this is located in the Calumet Avenue sub-area of the sub-area expansion area. It's one of the newer parts of the redevelopment area, and if my recollection, this is probably the first project that we had for review. So there's one of the things about this plan that there's a lot of provisions, not only the standard objectives and goals, but there are some key guidelines into some of the land use and the design aspects of the development. And that's where, the list of my staff report is lengthier than usual because of that. As far as the analysis is concerned, that, as I said, the site plan and engineering is preliminary because we have to look into what these concerns from the traffic movements are. I have the signage information, but I haven't completed my review of it. But I did, my initial reaction is I thought the wall signage was, the amount of the wall signage was a bit excessive. The landscaping on this site appears to be appropriate. But one of the questions that we still need to have resolved is currently on the 165th side of the street, or excuse me, side of the property, 165th Street, there is asphalt that exists between the public sidewalk and the curb cut. That's technically the right of way, but the current development has been using that area for their access. And so we need to have an understanding of how that is going to be replaced and eliminate the encroachment in the public right of way. Preliminarily, we know there's going to be a rear yard setback variance, but depending upon how some of the site plan issues lay out, I'm just don't know if there's going to be any more. I'm sorry, did you guys have that figure on the investment?
Yeah, I'm sorry, 600,000 for the development.
Okay, so a $600,000 investment for the city. Just jumping down to the recommendation, staff recommends that the Redevelopment Commission determine that the proposed single retail building at 6508 Calumet Avenue is in compliance with the Calumet Avenue sub-area expansion area of the Gateways Redevelopment Area Plan, subject to 4 items listed in my report. 1, the final site plan review and addressing of the city engineer's concerns. 2, resolution of the encroachment removal issue. 3, final review of the signage and determination of and the final actions from the BZA. And of course, the final technical approval from the various departments. I didn't know if the architect, if there's anything else that you wanted to add.
No, Brian, I think you covered basically the project pretty completely. Our package shows what we're intending to do. And as you know, we've been working on this in different forms over the years. So this is our latest offering, and we appreciate the recommendation for approval.
I do have one question. So this access from the property to 165th, to 165th, you're going to eliminate that so all traffic goes in and out on Calumet?
That is what our proposal is, yes.
Yeah, I like that because I live a little west of that, and I see that's a nightmare all the time. People trying to, enter and exit on the north side of that building.
Yeah, right now their access is using the alley, and I think that some of the comments from the city engineer was some turning radius issues that need to be reviewed. So that part of the site plan, may be changed somewhat, but the staff's concern is to minimize any traffic conflicts onto 165th Street because yes, they do currently exist.
Okay. I don't have any further questions. Wally, no questions?
No questions here. No, as long as the architects consider the things in that they can get past them, that should if the city's happy, I understand.
Yeah, we feel comfortable with what Brian has put on as conditions, and we can work through with staff and with the engineering department to make sure we get everybody up to a degree of comfort with our plan.
And that being said, Mr. President, I move for the where do we say that the project is in compliance, subject to the conditions as listed.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. If there's no further questions or discussion. Okay, then roll call.
Talmadge,
Yes.
Soto Presley, Kasperky,
Yes.
Myricks,
Yes.
Hawbridge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent. All right, number 12 is resolution number 01-2021. Resolution of the City of Hammond Redevelopment Commission approving an amendment to amending declaratory resolution number 2-2008 to amend the declaratory resolution designating the downtown #1 urban renewal area as an allocation area and urban renewal plan for the downtown #1 urban renewal area, also known as amending declaratory resolution number 4.
Commissioners, I'm going to start out, and if anybody else from the staff can chime in at any time, would be greatly appreciated. The proposal in the short version of the proposal or this declaratory resolution is to change the boundaries of the allocation area with the allocation areas used for TIF financing purposes. Currently, the entire urban renewal area is in a single allocation area. This resolution is breaking out a small area into a separate allocation area that's referred to as the Sibley allocation area. In essence, if you can imagine the northeast corner of Homan Avenue and Sibley Street, where the former Pennies used to be, there was that hotel that used to be there. Currently there's a couple of other buildings, one that I believe just recently had a fire, and then there was a former church, and then there's some vacant land where some parking lot is. So it is right at the, like I said, the northeast corner of the intersection and the Dan Raven Plaza and the upcoming Westlake overpass will be on the east side of it. The development is for a multi-story, multi-use building with commercial on the first floor, residential on the upper floors. We are currently doing the technical reviews of that plan. There's some alley vacations that need to be dealt with, utility relocations, but this is intended to work on the financing of it. And then I don't know if anybody else wants to add to that.
I will.
Go ahead.
You'll remember this corner, and it's in the second to last page of the resolution. It's a triangular piece. You've approved the sale of a portion of this piece to, oh gosh, Africa will have to help me with the name of the company, but it's a company that is, principal is Rob Perino. You approved the concept plan and you approved the sale. This declaratory resolution breaks this piece out, as Brian said, makes it its own allocation area so we can approve the financing portion, which is your obligation under the development agreement, which you've already approved. So this is step number one, the declaratory resolution. It'll go to the plan commission and it'll wind up coming back for a confirmatory resolution, but this is step number one in the process that you agreed to about 2 months ago relative to that particular project.
And Attorney Westland, the name of the company is Three Corners Development, now known as 415 Sibley LLC.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Am I mixing him up? Wasn't that the kind of the car guy or something?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you're mixing them up, Tony.
Yeah. Okay.
Different guy.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to comment that the attorneys that write resolutions should learn to use periods and commas, for one thing, so you can take a breath in the sentence. And shouldn't the financing have come before the approval of the project?
No, I mean, the development agreement, which you approved, kind of sets forth that you're going to use your best efforts to start the financing process to get to the bond, right? So you've got to have a concept before you start going down these steps. These steps that we're starting to head down are fairly costly from an issuance standpoint. And if you're not going to agree to the concept, we're not going to start down the path.
Okay.
Further costs.
That makes sense. No other questions here?
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for the approval resolution number 01-2021.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. That's for resolution number 1-2021. Can we get a roll call on that, please?
Tomich,
She's muted.
Yes.
Soto Presley, Casbricky,
Yes.
Myricks,
Yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent.
Thank you, members of the commission. That gets us one step closer to the development of downtown.
Yes, it'll be another nice enhancement down there once it's all put together moving forward. All right, number 13 is approval of Parish View final street overlay.
So members of the commission, I'm sure you're familiar with the Parish View subdivision. And as you know, that's one of the subdivisions within the city of Hammond that is near completion. At the time of construction, it was decided that they wouldn't do the final overlay of the street until a large majority of the properties in that subdivision were constructed, so they wouldn't tear the street up. Because the subdivision is pretty much built up, I believe there's only like 2 or 3 vacant lots left. So at this time, we wanted to move forward with that final overlay so that people don't continue to drive on the street. And I spoke with the city engineer, and the estimate or the cost for that final overlay is $66,000. He said the city can use our annual contract without soliciting quotes, and the quote includes all the extra work needed to make the surface course best. So he believes this is the best option. So he's also on the call if you have any questions at all.
I'll just comment. I've driven in there several times, and yeah, I mean, you could see it. It's a little more of a rougher blacktop, which is fine. But to put the final touch on there, it's, I think that was planned out very well. So
Yeah, so the existing surface out there was not a typical surface layer of asphalt. That was omitted under the original work because the city obviously wanted to have all of the homes constructed and then put the surface down. But it's been there and like that for such a long time that surface course that exists is now deteriorated and requires a little bit of improvement. It's not a great deal. When we do resurfacing projects, they're generally around $30,000 a block. So this is not that far off. In fact, it'd actually be less than that because there's about roughly 2.5 blocks of. But that general resurfacing normally requires a milling of the surface asphalt and then an overlay put down. All a lot of detail. I talked with the contractor. We worked out a way to improve some of the poor areas that are there now that have kind of failed in order to put a proper surface course on there that'll be durable and last for an extended period, typically in the 20-year range. Perhaps longer. I'd recommend the board approve this action because it is part of our annual contract with our resurfacing contractor. So we are not held to a public bid to solicit quotes for this because we have in place an annual contract.
All right.
I move for the approval of Parish View final street overlay.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, the approval of Parish View final street overlay. Can we get a roll call, please?
Tomich,
Yes.
Kasperky,
Yes.
Myricks,
Yes.
Hopperidge.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent.
Thank you.
Okay, number 14 is our reports. Ms. Africa Tarver, would you like to share anything tonight?
Wanted to share, I don't know how many of the commissioners had the opportunity to virtually watch the Dr. King celebration that was done virtually this year in light of the pandemic. It was a really good celebration of the life and legacy of Dr. King. And I was really excited that as the city, we're thinking about innovative ways to continue some of the celebrations that we've done throughout the city that are important to us in light of this pandemic. So it was a really nice tribute to him. And it appeared when I saw it was on our Go Hammond as well as, Go Hammond Live as well as Facebook. And it appeared to have a lot of views.
Okay. Very good. Anything else?
No, that will be all at this time.
All righty. May Dr. Martin Luther King keep resting in peace. God bless him. All right. Number 15 then, our bills, register of claims.
Greg, you're muted.
Sorry. Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the register of claims December 3, 2020 through January 15, 2021 for Redevelopment Commission meeting of January 19, 2021. Claims are starting with R59374 through R59518 inclusive.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. That's for our register of claims dating December 3rd, 2020 through January 15th, 2021. Claims R59374 through claim R59518. Is there any questions on these claims for staff? They seem to be all in order, but nevertheless, if you have a question on them. Okay, then motion on the, give us a roll call, sorry, on the register for claims.
Tomich,
yes,
Soto Presley, Casbricky,
Yes.
Myricks,
Yes.
Poppers.
Yes, motion passes 4 yes, 1 absent for our register for claims. All right, number 16, new and unfinished business. Is there anything tonight, Attorney Westland or Africa?
No, I don't have anything tonight.
Okay,
I don't have anything either, Tony.
all right, thank you. All right, then, number 17, public comment. If anybody's out there that has joined us on Zoom here, public comment is open. All right, public comment is closed. Number 18, then, can we get a motion to adjourn? Can we get one?
Mr. President, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Can you all signify by aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have. Okay, ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned.
Good night,
Good
everyone.
night.